live with DV8 Pro staffer, Packy Hanrahan.
What's up? What's up, Nick? How we doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Welcome everybody joining in.
And if you haven't yet, feel free to click that share button down below, post it on whatever social media you got. Let your friends join in. Who knows? Maybe the more people that join in, maybe we could give away a bowling ball if we get to some certain numbers out there. Bear with me while I warm up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It still says scheduled on my end. I have no idea. I'm sure that's incorrect.
Oh, we're live, buddy. Packy, what's the layout? Vincent Ludwig wants to know.
So we got two of them. This one is a 55 by 4 3/4 by 25. Well, not that one. This one is 55. I got two of them with me. This one's 55 by 4 3/4 by 35, and this one's 55 by 4 3/4 by 65. The 65 degree just gets that pin a little lower. So these two should be decently different, where I wasn't sure how used this house shot would be. The lower pin's going to be a little weaker, a little cleaner through the front, not try and hook as early, and the taller pin should be hooking a little more. And there is absolutely some hook down lane, I'll tell you that right now. Sheesh! I think Vincent might be the #1 DV8 super fan out there. Let's see him in all those DV8 pages.
Wants to know if there's any surface changes on those.
I was thinking about it when I was drilling them. Where I was thinking about putting the weaker one at like shining up the weaker one and maybe hitting the stronger one with some surface, but I decided I'd let the layouts do the difference. And as you can see from that last one, this one with the taller pin is much smoother. Whereas the other one probably would have cracked down lane pretty hard. This one's definitely a little more forward. Nope.
Get out of there. Get out of there.
Messenger Central. We got how many people we got in here?
We got 12 on YouTube, 18 on Facebook.
All right.
30 total to start.
All right.
They're not used to DV8 going live, so this is a brand new thing.
I know, starting it up. It's actually one thing I didn't know that you could go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I didn't know.
Shoot. We can go live anywhere, right? All through this app.
Move a little left. What do I got? So the goal was to what? Shoot 300? Got 3 in a row. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to.
I haven't been keeping. Should I keep track for you?
I should be able to up on the TV stream, but once we get past what?
We lost Packy, everybody. We'll be back in just a few moments while we get Packy back. He something lost with his, but once again, we're ready for it. Sorry for this intermission, but Packy will be back on in 1 second, and we'll get right back on to Chasing 300 with Packy. So the DV8 Chill is going to be out June 22nd. Those following along. Has the Diva 2.0 core, which is modified, pretty low RG. Differential pretty high, around 050, 048, 050, somewhere in there. But right now we're just waiting on Packy to get back on his live stream here. so we can continue with the show. What's up, Derek? How you guys doing? Getting a lot of live time. Just glad I had my shirt on for this show. I was just in the background talking to Packy. What's up, Vincent? What's up, you guys? Just waiting on Packy to figure out his connection. Maybe his phone died. Who knows? Whenever we go live, that's the risk we take. But we'll get him back on here in 1 second, and then he'll continue throwing the DV8 Chill for everybody. But yeah, once again, DV8 Chill comes out June 22nd, and we're getting Packy here. One moment. How's everybody's Thursday? I was live yesterday. Now I'm live again on Thursday. I'm like freestyling now. I was just the guy behind the curtain, and now gotta wait for Packy to get back. So a couple of questions, and I'll answer them, but I'll let Packy answer them as well when he comes back. But how would this compare to the Stealth? So it should be a step down. The Stealth has an 050 something, 056 differential, where this one is around 050. Slight step down. They're both, I found that the Chill is pretty angular and the Stealth was a little more forward, a little smoother. Overall is motion you're going to see is maybe a little bit cleaner, more flip. And we got Packy back, so we're going to bring him back in the chat here. Welcome back.
I was talking to myself. Yeah, I was talking to myself. I have no idea what happened.
Could you hear me the whole time?
Oh, all of a sudden I turned around behind my camera because I was like, man, no, I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear anything. I heard a little bit and I was like, oh, it's weird. Next stop talking. If you guys are wondering, I do have 6 in a row. I think I struck twice while you guys were not watching.
All right. He's on the honor system. He's on 6 in a row. Debbie Kramer, how you doing?
You can look up. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, it's up. You can see it. Oh, hey!
I had a freestyle there for 3 minutes. I had to talk about the ball and talk to all your fans.
I literally was like, I don't know where Nick went. I hope he didn't lose connection. And then I turn around and it's like, StreamYard would like to access your microphone. And I was like, oh God, it booted me. It booted me.
I thought this was a practical joke, but apparently, technical issues. So how about this? If you don't hear
7 in a row here.
You don't hear from me for like 10 seconds, just know that you're not live.
Okay. So we are in the studio. I'm on the guest Wi-Fi. They don't allow me the kind of access to get to the regular Wi-Fi. So here we are, half and half. We got 7 in a row. Oh.
Hook. Nice.
If you guys are wondering from the quality of shots that I'm throwing, yes, this is a house shot.
I mean, that's the same lane and probably the same pattern I shoot my videos on. So yeah, if I can strike on them, you're golden.
Well, and I guess the people in the office always say that lane 2 has like a little bit of a hang spot down lane, for the lefties at least. Is that correct?
For the righties, sometimes outside of 5, yeah.
Yeah, I think Dole even said the same thing. He says he feels like the lane's a little bit like sloped, where if you throw it outside of 5 like that, it doesn't quite come back. But I don't know. This one came back.
Sure did. I think it's tilted the other way.
I'd love to not throw another shot like that. But what was that 8 in a row?
It's 8.
4 more. Even worse. No, the 7 pin just.
Is Bill back there snapping them out for you?
Yeah, Bill's back there with a little stick, and he's just every time I throw a shot, he's on a 7 pin, just tapping it back.
Shoot, you're gonna be chasing 600 at this rate.
I mean, that's the goal. I got 11 out of 13, no warm-up, and 9 in a row.
Debbie Kramer, hi, how are you doing?
That's actually a good shot.
And of course, you wrap a 7. Why would you go and throw a good shot?
Yeah, I just edited a video like literally 45 minutes ago, and my friends were all talking. They were chirping at me while I was bowling, and it's just part of the deal. If you throw a bunch of bad shots in a row that strike, I feel like you always get that one that comes back to bite you, where you throw it like that and it doesn't strike.
Yeah. I mean,
With
the bowling gods do keep tabs. They are accountants by nature.
They absolutely keep tabs. How many people we got on? Still around
40,
like 50?
40 total, yep.
Okay.
40.
For those of you new who haven't joined yet, we got 2 different DV8 chills. I was throwing the strong one, obviously trying to shoot 300. And what we got right now is the weaker one. I'm switching after that 9-bagger. I'm switching. And the only shot I threw with this one hooked too much, so I don't know. We'll just throw it from the same spot and see what happens. All right.
That's one. So Brandon
Count it
Berenberg
down.
wants to know
1.
how that compares to the Verge Solid and Brutal Collision.
I feel like of those 3, the Brutal Collision is going to be like a hook monster. Like that's a ball that I can infinitely step inside with, throw it to the outside, and I know no matter what, it's always going to hook back. The Verge Solid would be like a step down, maybe like a little earlier, but not as much overall hook. And then this one would be the weakest of those 3, but by no means a weak bowling ball. I think this is I believe it's like the replacement to what was the Dude years ago, which was a super successful ball for me. I kept it in my bag for a while. Nick, am I correct on that?
Yeah. I think it is a little bit more cleaner and flip than a Verge Solid, the orange one for sure.
Absolutely. Oh,
that's 2.
So, yeah, and that's something I see with like weaker layouts is they go further down lane, and you saw like the trip 6-8 kind of late. The 8 went quicker than the 6, but the trip 6-8 just because I'm creating a lot more angle down lane. Whereas when I went with the taller pin, I didn't have to play so far right. I could play a little bit straighter, and knowing it's going to be like the hits that I were getting were like the 7 pin falling late because it was just almost too smooth, and this one a little sharper. I'll move a little bit right now.
Yeah, Vincent Ludwig wants a big move right.
A big move right? Okay, let me throw some strikes first, and then I'll start messing around a little bit. A big move. I don't know about that.
That's 3.
3, and currently, what was that? 12 out of my last 13. Yeah, this is truly like we did risk it for you guys, I will say. So for all of you out there watching, thank you, because I've never thrown this ball before. So we could have hopped on this live, and I could have struck 0 times. But currently we are 14 for 17, and that's my first 2 shots at about 10 miles an hour. So God bless this bowling ball. And lane 2. Oh, that's so good.
Every time you say it's good.
Well, so that one, I was joking. That one was horrendous. And that's really the difference of the 2 of them for me. The other one, the one that has the taller pin and is a little stronger, if I threw it to that same spot, it was actually coming off of it pretty good. And this one, when I throw it left, because of the layout, because of it being a little weaker, when I throw it to the dry spot, it really hooks off of it. So,
I want to show those layouts
Vincent,
again.
Yeah, here you go. This one's going to be, I had lines, they're slowly disappearing. This one's just a really short pin right above the bridge. Not really short pin, just short in terms of distance above the fingers. But this one's pretty low pin for me, almost what for a one-hander would be like a pin down layout. And this one is like your traditional pin up layout for a one-hander. And for all you two-handers out there.
Speaking of two-handers,
taller pins mean smoother. Shorter pins mean a little flippier down laner. Lower pins mean a little flippier down lane. And this one is for Vincent, because Vincent said he wanted to see a big old step to the right.
Yeah. Speaking of two-handers, I think Matt Ogle just tuned in and saw you 8-pin, and he says you suck.
Hey! What was that, Matt? Excuse me?
It says, yeah. Ogle retracts his statement. Yeah. Tell him, Vincent Lugowitz says, be nice. Yeah, you tell him, Vincent.
Matt's my guy. I will say, it felt like the DV8 staffers, when we bowled well, we all bowled well at the same time.
You did.
I think every time I was on a step ladder, it felt, I don't know if it was every time, but it felt like every time I was on a step ladder this year, Matt was there too. I think I threw a different ball.
So Derek Green has 2 questions. How do you compare it to a damn good Verge, and what's your favorite DV8 ball?
Oh, a damn good Verge. This one's going to be pretty close to a damn good Verge, but definitely a little weaker, a little cleaner through the front, a little more snap down lane, and overall probably a little less hook. But if you throw them both on the fresh, it's going to feel like this one hooks more, but it's only just going to hook more down lane. So maybe you'd be able to stand in the same spot, but the shape that this ball makes is going to be a lot snappier than my damn good Verge. My damn good Verge fit into that benchmark part of my bag, where it was right around the middle of my bag. Every tournament during the practice session, I'd probably throw it first to see, do I need stronger balls or weaker balls? And this one would be in the weaker ball category, where it would be probably a step down from that. And then my favorite ball, as of right now, this one, as of the past couple months, I've probably got the most use out of my Brutal Collision, just because it is so strong, and on tour we bowl on a lot of really long, heavy volume patterns. So that would be the one. If I wasn't throwing urethane a lot of times, that would be my next step, and has been my next step when the urethane balls have started to look bad. Oh, I gotta hit the tablet.
Reset the pins.
I think if I set it up without a 6-pin and 7-pin, I would be.
Yeah, you do like Ogle did back in the day, where we did a challenge, strike without the head pin.
Oh, that's, I don't know if I'm nearly as good as Matt. He did say I stand. All right, if I was actually going to try and strike, I would not do that. I'm giving it the Vincent Ludwig slow hook that he was asking for. I think I need to take a little bit of a step left. Speed it up a little bit. Oh, we got a little piece of tape. Take that to the side. I'm moving about 4 or 5 left here with me. Clearly, 4 or 5 left is a little too much.
Maybe Vincent was right.
Got any more goodies in the chat?
There are a couple questions. Yeah,
what we got in there?
We got Damon Bursley wants to know, how do you change your mindset going from tournament to tournament? And what song helps you get into a mindset like that?
Oh. Let me think on that. Yeah, I don't think I need to move, to be honest. I don't know what I was thinking. Trying to move left, throw it harder. That's my usual house shot move, but not here. Tournament to tournament, I think I really try and keep the same mindset. And majority of the mindset's going to be try and stay calm, stay focused on what you can control. Because if you start focusing on what other people are bowling around you and how high they're scoring or how low they're scoring, you get away from what's important, which is how am I doing? What is my ball doing on the lane? And what if it's not doing the right thing? What do I need to do to adjust? And if it is doing the right thing, how can I stay focused and make as good of a shot every frame? And that's really the mindset that I try and go into during every tournament. And a lot of times in the off season, the scores are really high because I bowl a lot of house shot tournaments and I bowl a lot of tournaments where the scores are super high. But you try and keep the mindset the same no matter what, which is just make as many good shots as you possibly can, stay calm, stay focused, and don't worry about what other people are doing. Because if you start worrying about other people, then some of the focus gets off of you and on things that you can't control, and it's pointless to think about things that you can't control. And as for the song choice, as for the song choice, I'm not a big like music guy. Like as I'm taping my hand up or stretching out before the tournament, but I will say Justin Bieber anything in the car ride to the bowling alley. He was Kevin, myself, Nick, and Mitch. He was our good luck song choice or artist choice.
All right. Patrick Dimmitt wants to know you coming back to the Air Capital doubles and who's your partner? Oh, brutal.
Yeah, Air Capital doubles. I'll be there this Sunday. I'll be bowling with Jared Romick, the first squad, Francois Lavoie, the second squad, and my third squad, I do have a partner. I don't know who. His name is escaping me because Jared doesn't know him.
Okay. And
all right.
Cap BB wants to know, is it a good spot between the 2.0 hybrid and the outer limits? Talking about the chill.
That's a good question. The chill definitely is. I'm like switching back and forth between layouts right now, but the chill is definitely going to be. In my mind, I would say weaker than both of those. I think if you're trying to fit that gap between the 2.0, he said 2.0 hybrid.
Yeah.
Oh, it could be. It's going to be a little earlier than the 2.0 hybrid, but not necessarily as much hook because that has such a big core. So it's going to be a little smoother than a 2.0 hybrid, a little weaker, and a little more down lane than my outer limits. But in reality, I would put this almost in like I would say this is closer to the outer limits than it is a 2.0 hybrid. A 2.0 hybrid makes such a different shape than those two, where this is like a weaker, cleaner, snappier version of the 2.0 hybrid, or not of the 2.0 hybrid, of the outer limits. And then the 2.0 hybrid is like this massive, big hooking, super clean and snappy, not super clean and snappy, but like a snappier hybrid asymmetric. So this one, I'd say, would fit probably overall hook beneath both of those. Okay. Let's try and strike. Throwing the stronger layout, giving it a good attempt
here. So Debbie Kramer has a question. Is the chill a step up from the Diamond Diva, and do they complement each other?
Yeah, I would actually say, like, for comparison, those two are like perfect. This one's going to be smoother, stronger, more hook, and then Diamond Diva is really going to get down lane and snap, and this one's just going to be a little more hook, a little earlier, and a little smoother. So this would be like a perfect step up if you're looking for a step up from your Diamond Diva. That was a great comparison. I assume you have a Diamond Diva?
Debbie is a Diamond Diva.
Oh, there we go. Is that what she said?
I know Debbie.
Oh, okay. Sorry if you hear some chattering, I am definitely like, now that I'm trying to throw, like, now that I'm a little more warmed up, I'm like slamming the headphone with my left arm, or the earpiece with my left arm. Got a little two-bagger. I might move one back left. Been a little light mix on the last couple.
Oh, 3 in a row.
Starting to run. I hope that first run didn't give me like a lot of false hope this was going to go super well. I mean, it's going super well. When I'm not messing around between the two layouts, this strong one looks phenomenal.
Do you typically enjoy throwing the bowling balls with higher pins, like longer pin to center grip?
It's interesting because I like to throw, and it depends on the ball. The weaker the bowling ball, yes, because I like to make it a little smoother than it should be. So this right here would be a layout that's going to make it a little smoother. And because I'm a lefty and because I have a high rev rate and not a super high ball speed to match it, sometimes I have trouble. Like I almost get into like a battle with the balls that hook a lot down lane because I can't control them. I have to step so far right and they snap so hard. And then I 8-pin, I 10-pin. The ball gets a little too far down lane. I 7-pin. Whereas I feel like the snappier balls are good for the higher ball speed and higher rev rate players, the lower ball speed and lower rev rate players, the lower rev rate players in general. Whereas for me, I'm like the unfortunate match. And I've done a good job learning how to throw it harder and learning how to do those things, but I still kind of fight a little bit. So for the weaker balls, I do like some stronger layouts and some taller pins.
Four in a row.
A little bit better there. Chasing 300. All right, so for all my people out there, I assume we got like 40 or 50 of you.
Yep.
If you guys could pick one ball that you currently throw, what is it? So like if you're going to a league or a tournament or whatever you go to, and you could only bring one ball, what would it be? And I want to hear them down below in the chat and see what they got and what they're bringing.
As soon as they roll them in, I will send them out.
I know it's usually a little delayed too. Hey, I keep slamming my earpiece. If I take this left one out, can you? I assume I can still talk to you.
Yeah. Debbie Kramer, Diva, Bree Evans, Widow 2.0 Hybrid, Ryan Andrews, Damn Good Verge Pearl, Vincent Ludwig, Captivate, Derek Green, Troublemaker, Jonathan McMahon, Track Tundra Fire, Keegan Mayer, Gamebreaker 2, Cat Peavy 2.0 Hybrid, Tony, I'm going to mess his last name up, bonus. Sorry, Tony, can't say your last name. Padadnik, I don't know how that goes. Yep, Ed Hanlon, Hybrid 2.0, Black Widow, not even close. Jesse McClintock, DV8 Medusa, Black Widow Ghost, Patrick, Chuck Baker, Sneak Attack Hybrid, Stephen LaRue, Troublemaker. I can't hear you. I think he gave the mic piece, the headpiece away to the mic.
That's so unfortunate. I'm back. However, I'm going to be slamming this one with my forearm every shot. So
it's okay. It's not that bad.
All right. So Debbie, my question for you was, is that a Diva or a Diamond Diva? Because I know you asked earlier about the Diamond Diva. So that would be my question for you. Oh, left. And it strikes. With that smooth one, if I miss left, it's good. But if I miss left with the weaker one, it really like digs down lane.
Diamond Diva, to be specific.
Diamond Diva. Okay. Yeah, that one was, for me, that one was a little bit snappier than the Diva was. The Diva was a little smoother.
And we are at the 30-minute mark, so you can decide to go longer, however long you want to go.
We'll go a little longer here.
Yeah.
However, whenever my next long-ish string is, we'll end it on that one. Hi.
Chuck Baker says he's answering for you, Purple Hammer.
Purple Hammer. And on the league patterns, what ball do you think it is? What ball do you think is my favorite on the league patterns? Let's get some of those in there, and then I'll answer it, and then we might be done after I throw a couple more strikes. I'm switching to the weak one again because it hasn't gotten a lot of use. Weaker layout.
All right,
Throw it hard.
Let's see what your our fans guess for league pattern. What's your favorite ball on a league house shot? Got one guess. Purple solid.
Okay.
That's the only guess so far.
Purple solid is the only guess. Because obviously, I'm not throwing the urethane.
Two guesses for purple reactive. They don't think you're gonna go far from the nest. All right,
I usually stay in the nest.
Here they all come. Track Stealth, Damn Good Verge Pearl, Activate, Top Speed, Troublemaker, Power Torque Solid, Stealth.
I will say, these people clearly watch me bowl, because all of those are like the balls that I consistently post with, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Spare ball.
Those are the balls that I like consistently bowl on the house shots with.
Knockout Bruiser, Hellcat.
Hellcat, not so much. It's a little too strong for me. Like I said, with the lower ball speed, it's a little bit strong for me. This weak one is slowly hooking less and less. So for all of you who guessed Purple Hammer Reactive, you are correct. That is like, if I was to go to North Rock and bowl Tuesday Night League tomorrow, and I wanted to try and give it a run for 800, that's the ball I would bring. All right, I'm going to go a little left. I got 3 more shots in this cycle. Let's see if I can strike on all 3. And then maybe we'll end on a miss. That's 1.
Damon wants to know if you're going to bowl the regional in Grand Rapids on July 21st or 23rd.
July 21st to 23rd, there's actually the PBA Skill Ball Challenge happening in Detroit. And that is for the top 8 in points over the like Classic Series events, the Bull TV events. And I finished in like 6th or 7th for that. So I'll be in Michigan, but not in Grand Rapids, unfortunately, for whoever was asking. I'll be throwing a plastic PBA ball for $20,000. That's so bad. Every time I throw it bad, it strikes, which tells me that all of you guys should get one. Because when you throw it bad, you can strike too. That's what that tells me.
Maybe your bad ones are good and your good ones are bad. You just have a wrong mindset.
Maybe I got the wrong angle. Maybe I need to throw it left. And I need to spin it a bunch. All right. Let's see if I can get one more here. That's pretty good. Ah! All right. Well, you guys watched me strike a bunch for the first like 20 minutes, and then the last 10, it was about every 2 out of 3. So we'll end. I will say I'll end not on a miss because I can't. I'm mentally locked into ending on. I'm mentally locked into ending on strikes. I can't.
Johnny
do it,
wants
so.
to know: will you be
Back
at
to the
Junior
strong
Gold?
one. I wish. My cousin's wedding is the same exact day as registration. So if I can make it, I will. But as of right now, I'm like 75-25. I don't think I'm going to be able to, unfortunately. Back to the right, hook it a little bit, like Vincent said. Perfect strike. I'm staying here until I shoot 300. We're just turning the camera off before it happens. All right, give me one more question, the best one you can find, and then I'll answer it, and we'll pop out of here.
Jesse wants to know what's the requirements to be on DV8 staff.
Oh. I'm not sure if there are certain requirements, but if you want to be on staff and you want to give yourself a chance to get on staff, what I always say is represent yourself really well. That way, a brand like DV8 will want to say, hey, if he represents himself really well, he's always positive, he's always promoting the sport of bowling. We want people like that representing our company. On top of that, it's always nice to have a higher average. And it's always nice to bowl a lot of tournaments. So if you bowl a lot of tournaments, you're consistently doing well in those tournaments, and then you just represent yourself well, and you talk, and you know a lot of people in your area, and you have a good connection with the people in your area. I would say just fill out a staff form. There are applications online that do get looked at by the regional reps, whoever is in your region. It goes to their email, I believe, and hopefully you can get on staff. Because that's exactly, a lot of people think like, oh, pro staff players just get on staff easy, blah, blah, blah. Like I got on staff by filling out an application, sending an email in, and crossing my fingers and saying, hey, hopefully you guys can get me on staff. And the first email I sent, they said no. And then a couple of months later, I sent another email in at the end of the year, and they said, or they didn't even say no, they said reach back out to us in May. And I reached back out in May, and they accepted my staff, or they accepted my contract or my application, and I got on Brunswick staff. Was the first staff I ever got on. So it's an easy process to fill out, and it's a hard one to get accepted, I will say. So, all right, that was a really good question. I'm good to end on that. Let's end on a strike here, hopefully. My first 3 for 3, and then we'll pop out of here. How does that not strike? All right.
You're gonna have to start over.
I'm not going 3 for 3. I'm not going 3 for 3, but I do have to end on a strike. It's a requirement.
Yep.
They're getting a little over under, and for all of you people who said 2.0 hybrid was your favorite ball, this would be the time that I would throw. I tried changing balls. That just has yet to work for me yet. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
Chuck Baker and Vincent Ludwig want to see a Nick and Packy match.
Nick and Packy match?
Yep.
Might have to set that up.
Might have to. We can do it remotely live.
We should. Bang, bang. All right. I'm good to end on that one. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in. We really appreciate it. We're definitely going to be doing this. I think the goal is to try and do it once a month now. Maybe even once every like 2 or 3 weeks. So don't forget, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. And that way, make sure you can get notified when we do this again next time. And until then, I'll see you guys later. And don't be afraid to follow along all the DV8 pages and all of mine and Nick's personal page so you can get all the latest updates from all 7 of the Brunswick brands.
All right, guys. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.